We are very pleased to be here in Belgrade in Serbia. Last years we teach about marriage.
We are 45 years married and we have a heart for couples who are also married or who wanted to be married. We were pastoring a church for 23 years, but before we were pastoring a church, Ab was a lawyer and he did a lot of divorces. And it was very painful to see the hurt of the people after a divorce. And then we were thinking, with God's help, we can help you not to become a divorced couple, but stay together. God will help you. He will heal your wounds. And we want to encourage you and say, we will come to you and do some seminars if you want to. You can read a book, it's written in different languages, but you can learn. It can always be better than it's now.
When there's a problem in your marriage, you can do two things. You can flee for it and look for another partner. But you can always also go across the problem and then you get stronger. If you flee, you miss the opportunity. He wrote a book about marriage, several books, but the last book, The Art of a Happy Marriage, has been translated into Serbian. It has been translated in many languages: English, French, Spanish, Portuguese, Russian, Romanian. I can recommend the book not because I have written it, because you learn a lot by reading and by hearing teachings of other people. But I think this is a very complete book. It is about dating first, how to choose a partner. Then it explains what marriage is about. It is a covenant and not a contract. Then it explains what is love. It talks about communication.
Difference between men and women.
Exactly. How to deal with problems, how to solve them. All those elements are described in the book. And I think it's one of the most foundational and complete books that exist, maybe. After each chapter of the book, we have written some questions that you can ask yourself and that you can ask one another, and then you can evaluate your marriage better. So I think it's a very crucial and foundational book about marriage, and it teaches what is love. People always think love is a feeling, and I feel for you, I love you, so let's get married or live together. But when the feeling is gone, oftentimes people say, well, we have to go to break up. And we teach that love is more than just a feeling. Love is a decision for life. He wrote the book with our knowledge, because we studied marriage, but also by experience.
Yes.
We made many mistakes,
yes.
But making mistakes is not the point. But how do you handle making mistakes? And I think forgiveness is a wonderful element in marriage.
Yeah.
To ask forgiveness is one of the most difficult things. Sorry seems to be the hardest word. But when you learn to be humble and ask forgiveness, miracles happen. And also grant forgiveness. If somebody made a mistake, can the other person really forgive? And when you can forgive and ask forgiveness, everything is possible. And your marriage will be stronger than before. Making mistakes is an opportunity to learn and to improve your marriage. Communicate better with your wife or your husband. Learn to talk. Learn to share your feelings. Learn to pray together. Learn to cherish one another. And also the sexual element in marriage is very important. In marriage, sometimes the erotic love is gone because people are stressed, people are tired, people are bored. But you have to work on your marriage.
Yes.
Marriage is a lesson. Marriage is a school. And you have to learn your lessons all the time. But you have to invest in your marriage. Because if you have a plant in your room, you don't water it, it will wither and it will die. With your marriage is the same thing.